What is up, guys? Miticus here, joined by my co-host Panther for the first ever episode of Commish Talk, an APA, American Pokemon Association feature that we are starting this week. Panther, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What is going on, guys? Panther here.
So basically what Commish Talk is going to be me and Panther bringing in one coach from the APA each week and just going over some bullet points with them, hoping like maybe you can get to know the coach better, we can get to know the coach better, and just have a really good discussion. First off, I want to go over the previous week with Panther. Panther, what do you think about the previous week, week 1 of APA?
So week 1 had some crazy turns of events. A lot of our games were really closely decided. A lot of our games were really, really hacksy. So if you guys haven't watched some of the coaches' battle videos, be sure to go check those out. If you haven't watched all the replays, be sure to check those out. Let me start with the Melee Island division. We have defending champion Hugo. He ended up losing his match to Elite Four Dan by a differential of 4. That was one of the hacksy matches. That was a big crit, I think, turn 2 on the Zapdos that really had a big effect on the rest of the match. Joining Hugo in the losers column for the Melee Island division was Scotty, Houston Rocket Tots. He was actually up 4-0 towards the end of the game, getting hacked out by a choice scarfed Ironhead Jirachi.
That was a crazy match. That was a lot of fun to watch.
That was a huge comeback there.
I did not expect it.
The 2 winners from Melee Island, Frostfire won 5-0 over the Arizona Diamond Storm, and Carson. Frost has a incredibly terrifying team and just really put a lot of offensive pressure on Carson. And then Archer obviously hacking you out of y'all's battle with that huge Stone Edge miss, turning a 5-0 win into a 4-0 loss for you.
Well, I wouldn't say it was exactly hacking me out. You know, it's an 80% chance to miss Stone Edge, and I only missed like one move that match, and that happened to be it. So it was kind of unfortunate there, but great battle nonetheless.
Yep, well, 80% chance to win, 20% chance to lose there at that point. And Akula, we'll just touch on this really quickly. We've already touched on some of the others. Belvie Farfetch, I played them. They ended up losing 3-0 to me in a very tightly contested matchup, closer than the score would seem. The New England Piplups won 1-0 over the two-time champion Carolina Caterpies and Banded Caterpie. Dylan ended up losing a close one to Jock 2-0. And then General Tar Heel ended up losing 1-0, getting some crucial paras on his Melodic towards the end of the battle against Cloud Nimbus. So that basically wraps up the week for us. Yeah.
Pretty good first week for the 5th, 6th season, whichever one we're in.
We're in season 6.
Yeah, season 6. It gets, man, we're so far in now. It's just like, it's getting older, you know. Sometimes you just forget how old you are.
It is. We've actually been going for a year now. So
yeah, officially
6 seasons down in about a week.
Yeah, officially this month is like our 1-year anniversary in the APA. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, President's Day.
Very, very cool. So this week we're going to have on Dylan, who is the coach of the Adelaide
Bolt Strikers.
Adelaide Bolt Strikers. I just want to make sure I pronounced it right. The Adelaide Bolt Strikers. So Dylan is here with us now. Dylan, go ahead and say hello to everybody.
G'day, guys. How you going?
I love the Australian accent. That's awesome. Australia is actually like my number 1 place I want to travel one day. We'll see if that ever happens.
10 out of 10 recommend.
All right. So, Dylan, basically with the Commish Talk, we want to get to know you a little bit better. We want to get to know exactly, how you came about into the Pokemon community. And I think the best way to start that off is just, asking you, when did you start playing Pokemon?
So I actually started really late into Pokemon. My first game that I ever owned was Pokemon Pearl.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I didn't start playing until Generation 4. I got into it in Generation 3 just through friends that liked the game and stuff. but I never owned a Game Boy, so I bought a Nintendo DS and Pokemon Pearl. I remember saving for months for that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, bit of a late bloomer, but
yeah. Actually, that's kind of crazy that you didn't start till Pearl.
Yes.
I
So
know.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say for myself, like probably Pearl, Diamond and Pearl, Platinum. I completely skipped out on that generation. Actually, I don't think I've played it to this day. So definitely a game I'd like to go back and see if I can get some interest in. I know Panther. I think he's right there with me. We both started playing like day one that Pokemon came out. I mean that year. So what were you gonna say, Panther?
Yep, I was just going to kind of carry that into the next question. I was going to ask Dylan, since he started playing Diamond and Pearl in Gen 4, is his favorite Pokemon a Gen 4 Pokemon?
I mean, it kind of is. My favorite Pokemon is Chikorita from Generation 2, and obviously the remakes came out for Gold and Silver came out in Generation 4 with Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Which are, by the way, are the best games.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I will agree with that. So yeah, Chikorita's definitely my favorite, and I do love Mega Houndoom as well.
Mega Houndoom's pretty sweet. His design is pretty legit.
Yeah, definitely.
So you started playing Diamond and Pearl, roughly around the time it came out, right?
Yeah, it was around the time it came out.
Gotcha. So how far down the road did you actually start like getting into the competitive scene?
It was only actually last year that I got into competitive Pokemon. I only learnt about Pokemon Showdown last year.
Okay, yeah, same for us actually.
So yeah, again another late bloomer there. And I haven't even looked into the world of VGC. It's only been competitive draft leagues for me.
Yeah, I think me and Panther are the same way. I think we actually kind of started using Showdown at the end of 2015, somewhere around there. But I haven't myself messed around with any VGC. So that's a whole new ball game whenever that day comes.
Yeah, same. We just kind of, took the APA from, the GBA and the UCL. We had so much fun watching a lot of those matches that we just started one day on Pokemon Showdown, just asking people if they wanted to join a league, and here we are today.
Yeah, we got 10 people, and we did a Little Cup season. I think it was, how many weeks? Was it 10 weeks?
It was only 5 weeks. We played 2 games a week back then.
Okay, that's right. 2 games a week, 5 weeks, 10 games. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, Dylan, outside of Pokemon, what's one thing that, the people listening and me and Panther might be surprised to know about you?
Probably one thing for those that don't know me, I'm actually older than what I sound. I know that I don't have the deepest of voices, but I'm actually 20 now.
Okay, cool.
And I am in university, so college for the Americans out there, and I'm studying to become a teacher.
Oh, very, very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, what kind of teacher are you going to be?
High school teaching PE and English.
Very cool, very cool. How long does that take? 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
4 years.
So I've just started my third.
Very cool. Nice. All right. Well, let's go back to the Pokemon thing here. Your draft. How do you feel about your draft this season?
I have very mixed emotions about my draft. I have some absolute monsters that every time I face them, I've absolutely hated it. Manaphy, Dragonite, Mega Gardevoir, those 3 there are just absolute monsters. But in saying that, I have 6 tier 3 Pokemon, and that to me is it's something
insane.
I've never experienced before. So I'm really not sure how to feel about my draft. Personally, it's of the ones I'm using at the moment in leagues, it is my favorite draft that I have.
Very cool. So, just for those who don't know, Dylan was the guy who ruined Mega Kangaskhan for everybody in the APA this season. He ended up drafting it as he drafted Kangaskhan, the regular Kangaskhan, and it ended up making the Mega fall off the board, so nobody else could draft it. Which it was either a really smart play or just a really cruel play on his part.
It was the way I saw it was that at pick 9 in the draft, Mega Kangaskhan was not going to fall to me, and a lot of the other big threats weren't going to fall to me either. So I was like, Mega Kangaskhan is the scariest one there. I need to get that off the board so I never have to face it.
So let's just be honest. Do you actually foresee yourself using Kangaskhan this season? Do you think it's viable?
I do think so. It has 105 HP stat with Wish, so its wishes are bigger than a Sylveon or a Clefable.
Yeah.
Just to put it in perspective, so I could definitely see it as like a sort of a semi-cleric kind of Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a cool way to look at it. Yeah, I've never seen Kangaskhan as a cleric, but that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of coverage. It covers 13 types, I think, with viable moves. Because I was looking at using it as a Z Crystal Pokemon for this season.
Wow.
So yeah, I can see myself bringing it. It's definitely not something that's going to come every week, for sure. But I think it will come to 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, you got plenty of hazard setters on your team, so that's really nice. And hazard removal.
Yeah, hazard setting and removal is definitely something I've always prioritized in draft league format, and I'm really glad that I got Donphan this season. So I got the rapid spin because I've had 2 seasons where I've drafted a team with only Defog,
right.
And I found that limited myself a bit.
Yeah. Plus you got Tesserina who has rapid spin as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Panther, you have anything to say, comment?
Well, I was just going to kind of jump into our next question here. So looking back at the draft of this season, Dylan, is there any Pokemon that kind of got sniped from you that would have fell to you?
I really can't talk about snipes because we'd be here for quite a while. I made the mistake of grabbing Galvantula too early, I think. I think I could have waited on grabbing the sticky webs. I just really wanted to have sticky webs with Manaphy, but I would have liked to have grabbed Infernape that round instead.
Gotcha. Infernape's really cool.
Yeah, it was definitely the biggest miss that I had, but I'm pretty sure after I picked up Donphan in round 3, every round I then had a snipe from there on out.
So what was your biggest snipe? What was your most disappointing thing that happened during the draft where you got sniped?
Well, definitely the Infernape I think was the biggest one.
Right.
Although missing out on Mega Sceptile by 1 pick was also pretty gut wrenching.
I bet. Mega Guard's good though.
Oh, for sure. Mega Guard was definitely not a bad Pokemon at all.
So Dylan, how do you feel about that week 1 match you just had against Jock?
I prepped poorly, I think. I was happy with 5 out of the 6 Mons, and it became a toss up between Dragonite and Manaphy. And I mean, hindsight's 2020, but Manaphy really didn't put in the work that I needed it to. I think Dragonite, maybe a Dragon Dancing variant would have been better to bring rather than Tail Glow Manaphy. But I ran into a huge problem where I kind of worked out that nothing on my team ate a Fire Blast from Mega Charizard Y. And so it came down to me using an Assault Vest Blaziken with max HP, max Spadef to actually live some hits and just hope he didn't bring Air Slash. Because I predicted him to have Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Roost, and Hidden Power Ice for that Dragonite. So,
right. So tell me, how annoying is Toxapex?
Toxapex is the bane of my existence at the moment, but admittedly, that was my fault. I didn't prep enough for Toxapex. I had Pokemon that could hit it, and then when they went down early, I didn't have any contingency plans.
Right.
So when I look at it, my Crobat, I brought Firium Z with Heatwave for the Skarmory, whereas I had enough on the team to hit that Skarmory quite effectively. So I think I probably should have either had Crobat with a Z move that could hit the Toxapex, or Dragonite with Ground EMZ or Electri EMZ or something.
Right.
Yeah, so I definitely think prep let me down. I prepped for the wrong things and didn't really work that out until I was in the match, obviously.
Yeah.
But again, hindsight is 2020.
But it was a good match. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I always love facing Jock. He's a great friend of mine and a phenomenal battler. So I always have fun facing him. I'm on a bit of a losing streak against him though, so I've got to try to turn that around at some stage.
Definitely. Panther, while we're talking about matches, why don't you go over your match last week? How do you feel about it?
So I feel like I prepped pretty good in that battle against Chewy. I had some things that really matched up well against him. One thing that gave me a lot of problems that I noticed in my prep was like a Specs Volcanion. My team in general had nothing for a Specs Volcanion. My bulkier mons all took so much damage from it.
I miss Volcanion so bad.
Yeah, it's a monster to try to prep for. But he ended up running what it did is it forced me to run a specially defensive Blastoise. I had to run max special defense with like Rest and Sleep Talk. And even then I had Scald and Dark Pulse on it and just had to hope I didn't, Sleep Talk or Scald on it. But he ended up bringing a bulky set, I think with like Will-O-Wisp and stuff like that. So that was really relieving. I had like the Rocky Helmet Tangrowth to check the Low Bunny and the Landorus, and that was his main three threats that he had. The rest of his team I dealt with pretty good. So there was a pretty pivotal play in the match though where my Tangrowth got crit and actually died. And I thought I actually lost to Low Bunny at that point, but I ended up being able to pick it off with Weevil. And then Zeb Striker cleaned up the game for me at that point. So I was pretty excited to see that. But it was Chewy's first match in the APA, so he's got a really, really offensive team. So I'm definitely expecting him to put in some work this season.
And, you got Zeb Striker sitting there at 12 trophies. Really, really starting to... he's at like, what, number 2, number 3 on the MVP list right now?
He was. There was some monster games by some other Mons. MVP tracker right now. I'll just name off the top 2.
Yeah, he's at number 7 at the moment.
He is. Jirachi's leading with 19. Then we got Toxapex with 16. Minchiao with 16. Mega Venusaur with 15. Gliscor with 14. To Miticus's Dismay. Mega Aggron with 13. Zeb Striker with 12. Mega Glalie with 11. Lando I with 9. And then Chiron Black with 9.
Okay. Yeah, there's some big monsters up there. Especially that Toxapex.
There is. So Dylan, how do you feel about your upcoming match?
I'm honestly scared because anytime you face a Cresselia, that's often a problem. And then you've got Tapu Bulu is a monster. That thing OHKOs a defensive Clefable, so and Clefable's often considered one of the best defensive Pokemon in Draft League format, and Tapu Bulu just OHKOs it. So trying to find a switch in for that is going to be really tough, especially when you've got things like an Entei and a Nidoking to look out for. So I'm definitely very scared at the moment. No doubt about that.
Well, I'm going to need you to win that match, okay? Because Carson's in my division, and I need some hope, and I need some hope this season.
Well, I'll be doing my best. Don't worry about that. But could be difficult, that's for sure.
But you're right. Carson's got Cresselia. He's got Entei, Flygon, which Dragon Dance now. Tapu Bulu, Mega Sableye, which is terrifying.
He actually does not have the Mega Sableye anymore. He just dropped that from Mega Sharpedo.
Okay. So Mega Sharpedo, which is still pretty scary with our rules this season. As far as
it doesn't make it any better at all.
Yeah. So good luck next week.
Yeah, thanks. I'll need it.
One thing you can look at is Carson got 5-0'd by Frost last week, so maybe he's losing a little bit of the confidence that he had from last season. Maybe you can take advantage of that.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. I mean, and the rest of your schedule isn't too bad, right? I mean, I think you can definitely play for the playoffs here this season.
Oh, I mean, I really hope so. I'm pretty happy with my schedule. I'm pretty sure I don't play Panther, do I?
You don't. You play me week 5 though.
I mean, that scares me, but I mean, no.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Always a good time.
I will. I'll choke in a heartbeat. Oh gosh.
But I mean, like, there's still a lot of threats on there. You know, Hugo's a phenomenal battler. John is as well. I haven't had much experience with a lot of the others, but like you said, Chewy's got a very offensive team. I can see him doing work against me.
Yeah.
You do miss out on playing Caterpie here, who's our 2-time champion, and then also you miss out on playing Cloud, who has the second most wins in APA history too. So definitely missing playing some really good coaches.
I mean, so I've missed 3 coaches, Banded, Panther, and Cloud, who are probably 3 of the best in the league. So I've probably actually got one of the easier drafts this season, from the sounds of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so if I don't make finals, we all know what the reason is. It's not my schedule.
Oh gosh. Okay, guys. So here's an interesting question. Who is still available to pick up that y'all are surprised did not get drafted this season?
Oh.
Well, there's a couple for me actually. So, just looking at the mega list over here, Mega Metacham jumps out to me. But I
think everybody's terrified of the high jump kick misses that they saw last season.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would say at the end of the day, definitely the most surprising Pokemon that went undrafted, in my opinion, I'm going to say is Latios.
Yeah, Latios.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. But like there's a few that jump out to me. Honestly, there's quite a few. I love Mega Gyarados. I think Mega Gyarados is a phenomenal Pokemon that can run so many different things that I'm really surprised somebody didn't try to pick it up. And I mean, I think it can make anybody's team better. Mega Gyarados. I mean, sweeping or just being defensive. There's so many things that Mega Gyarados can do. Another one that I'm seeing is Azumarill. Azumarill is nasty. A nasty Pokemon. And I cannot believe it's still sitting there undrafted.
I figured Cloud would draft it again, or else I would have.
Yeah. It's crazy.
One for me that's a little bit left field is Azelf. Being a league where you can only pick two mons to use. Is it 2 or 1 in this league for offensive Z moves? It is 2. Just making sure I don't get my leagues mixed up. Azelf has such good attack and special attack and such a wide variety of coverage. I think it would make a really good Z move user, but wasn't picked up. So that's a little bit left of field, but I think that's definitely a surprise as well.
Yeah, and
definitely agree. And
then 2 more I just want to mention. One, Cloyster. Why did nobody pick up Cloyster after they saw the damage that it did last season? Cloyster wrecked every team that it came against almost, especially me. It 6-0'd me just like that, like in 6 turns.
Ouch, that's painful.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then Raikou, who I had last season, who I thought did really, really well for me. I mean, he was a candidate for Tier 1 MVP, but he's still sitting there waiting to be picked up, so it's pretty interesting.
There's one that surprises me more than Raikou, and that's the poor man's Raikou and Jolteon.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Wait, just looking at that one too.
Is Jolteon not really picked up? Is that real?
No, Jolteon's still on the list.
Oh wow,
he's a free agent.
That's pretty crazy. Jolteon is always like a big contender.
Yeah, exactly.
He does well.
One that you usually see that go about round 3 or 4 in drafts these days.
Yeah, and then Talonflame is kind of a hit or miss thing because this generation it lost kind of a big thing in Gale Wings. I mean, Gale Wings is still there, but it's not as viable as it used to be. And Panther last season made it the Tier 1 MVP. So I felt like somebody would still try to pick it up and try to do something with it, but just didn't quite seem to happen.
Yeah.
I almost did. I still think it's a really good Pokemon. It would be my preference to not even run Gale Wings on it, run Flame Body, potentially catching some burns.
Right.
But it's still a really fast Pokemon. I think it's 126 base speed, so it outspeeds.
Yep.
Everything still outspeeds even the likes of like Weevil. It's still very, very fast. It doesn't really even need the Gale Wings to really put it in. It's a fast taunt user, has access to reliable recovery, has access to Will-O-Wisp, has access to Swords Dance, and its dual stab is really hard to switch into. So I think it's a really good Pokemon and a really good steal for Tier 3.
Yeah, definitely.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Rotom Wash is also still there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a surprise to me as well.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that, Rotom Wash being there, because Rotom Wash always fits on a team in some form or fashion. I mean, it's predictable.
Yeah.
It's going to run pretty much the same thing every time, but it's okay because it works for it.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like when people bring like an offensive Rotom set, especially Rotom Wash, because it's got, I think it's about base 107 special attack, I think.
Yeah.
104, 5 maybe?
107 might be right. It's somewhere around there anyway.
Yeah, it's up there, and it's got some really great coverage moves. Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a good Z-move user, really.
Yeah, exactly. It could be, just a bit of a shock factor there, I feel.
Yeah. So let's kind of flip this on its head a little bit. Who are y'all surprised was drafted?
Well, that's a question I was unprepared for. Let's see. Let me look at the actual draft board real fast and see who was taken where.
I'm going to bring one up real quick. I think we can kind of agree with. Not to say it's a bad choice, just to say, it's not really been drafted before. And I'm going to say Castform, which is just kind of, it's unique, Like, I've never seen Castform drafted in the APA before. Or I don't know if I've seen it drafted ever.
No, I've never seen it drafted ever either.
How about that round one Miss Spirit from Banded Caterpie?
Yeah. But,
True.
Banded Caterpie is weird, so I'm just messing with you, Caterpie.
I mean, I have to admit, my picking Kangaskhan, I think, was interesting because I've never seen Kangaskhan used, and
Right.
if it wasn't for the fact that it rolled out Mega Kangaskhan, I wouldn't have picked it up personally. So,
What kind of base attack does Kangaskhan have?
base 90, I believe.
That's,
95 actually.
Yeah, 95. Yeah. So I mean, he's got a decent speed too at 90.
Yeah, exactly. It gives me a nice speed to just sort of layer myself down into my walls.
Right, and then he's got the inner focus and Scrappy.
Base 100 speed, so he still speed ties with like Manaphy.
He's base 90.
Charizard. Kangaskhan is base 100.
Mega Kangaskhan is base
Mega.
100. Yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
Yeah, base is 90.
Never mind, Dylan. I don't approve of the pick.
I thought I'd finally gotten your approval.
Oh gosh.
Here's one Pokemon too that I want to bring up that I'm really excited to see. In draft. Actually, let me say two. I'm not even Seeking. I'm gonna say two because I'm really not sure if Seeking can do well. That's up to Cerebear to prove me wrong on that one. But two Pokemon that I think could be really good that are in two really good hands here is Arbok from General Tar Heel and Drifblim from Hugo. I'm really excited to see those two. I like seeing Tier 5 Pokemon do well, and I think both of those coaches could potentially use those mons really well.
Arbok is definitely interesting. I would love to see that thing do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm. To be honest, I don't even know what an Arbok could do, but I could see maybe bringing like a bulky set, bringing like Intimidate, Max Defense, maybe to counter something like a Tapu Bulu, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, it's cool. I mean, Arbok has Intimidate, so that's one thing it has going for it right there.
It also has Shed Skin too, so it can run like a Rest set pretty well, like Coil and Rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it has access to Sucker Punch, which is nice. So
yeah, I think it could be a really cool Pokemon. I'm really hoping Tar Heel brings it to a few games to see how he does with it.
Yep, and then you have Coil as well, because Coil raises attack, defense, and accuracy by one stage. So You know, I mean, Aardvark's definitely. I think he's decent, and I think this generation he got a attack increase by 10 points.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, or he got some kind of buff. I just don't remember exactly what it is.
It was a
Okay.
10-point attack buff.
Yeah, because he's 95 now. He was 85 last gen.
So Dylan, here's the big question: who do you think has the best team in the APA this season?
That is a wonderful question. Let me just see the rosters here, and I will.
Frost has a disgusting team.
Yeah. Frost is absolutely awful to come up against. My only fault with that team though is that he has one form of hazard removal in Mega Sizzle.
Yeah.
So if your hazard setter can rock a fire type move, you can beat Sizzle 1v1 9 times out of 10 sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that is definitely a disgusting team, and I think it would still probably be up there for the best team in the league. I do like Jocks. I think that was quite a good team he put together. Very, very defensive, but it's just absolutely awful to try to break down that team. Yours is also pretty scary, Panther.
Yeah,
Mega Blastoise,
pretty scary.
Tangrowth, Salamence, Megiana.
Magirn
Aloy
is
Wax,
really scary.
Yeah, exactly. Megiana Salamence as a pair, I've faced that in a different league, and it's awful to try to prep for. Alolan Marowak is only weaker than Medicham and Mega Medicham and Mega Mowile with a holding the thick club. So that thing's scary to come up against. Yeah, if I had to make a choice, it would probably be. I'd have to say Panther. I think Panthers is the best, only
Yeah,
because
I like that answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very solid team. Very, very solid. It doesn't have a lot of
Yeah.
weaknesses to it.
Yeah, and the only reason I don't put Frost up there is because he only has that one form of hazard removal, because his entire team is absolutely solid and they're all threats to try to deal with. I just think that he could be hazard stacked against potentially.
Yeah, definitely see that. Definitely see that point. All right, well, that concludes all the questions that we really have and kind of the analysis of the previous week and the kind of current health of the league. But I do have a little bit of a surprise. This is going to be like a little segment that's going to be in every episode of Commish Talk, and you're going to be the first one to participate in it. So be excited about that. Be excited about that. You are going to go against Panther in a Pokemon trivia battle. How does that sound, Dylan? How does that sound?
I mean, I'll give it a crack, but my trivia is pretty average.
Well, it's going to be all based on competitive Pokemon. So it's nothing
that's
from
even worse.
But I'm not pulling anything from like the TV show or anything like that.
Okay.
It's only 5 questions. Only 5
Right.
questions. Before I read the question, I'll give you the category that it represents. If there's a tie at the end, I do have a tiebreaker question as well. So basically, I'll read the question. Whoever says "got it" first will be allowed to answer the question. If that person answers it incorrectly, the other person will have a chance to answer. If you both get it wrong, we'll move on to the next question. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
So, question 1. The category is speed test. I'm going to be giving you a Pokemon. You got to name what its base speed is. Okay? So, Dylan,
All right.
how familiar are you with speed stats for Pokemon?
For the higher sort of speed stats, I'm pretty decent at.
Okay.
Because I do like my faster Pokemon. But if it's anything sort of below 100, I'm going to be struggling, I think.
Okay. And Panther, you're pretty decent at speed stats, so I know that.
I guess it just depends on the Mon, really.
Yeah. Okay. So if I determine that y'all say got it at the same time, I'm just going to have y'all DM me the answer. and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
All right.
What is Raichu's base speed?
Got it.
Oh, Panther's got that one.
110.
Oh wow, I'm lagging. I'm lagging pretty bad then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I must be because I said got it, and then Panthers came through. So obviously
Yeah,
I'm lagging.
I'm sorry.
Gotta love Australian
Okay.
internet.
Well, okay. If we're lagging, why don't we do it this way? Y'all
Why
can
don't we
pull-
do it like in the chat? We
Yep.
just like say it in the chat.
Well, just pull me up on the Discord. Type my name in, bring up a message, and I'll answer. I'll ask the question, and y'all can type it to me. Okay?
The answer or just got it?
Okay, Dylan, you have access to Commish Talk now, right? The chat channel.
I do.
Okay, that's how we're gonna do it then. Whoever can type the fastest.
Okay then.
So are we saying got it or are we saying the answer?
You just say got it because typing the
Okay.
answer might be too long. All right.
Okay.
So I am gonna give that one to Panther just because I heard it first. Okay.
Skewing. So are we?
Okay.
So we say got it, and then we type in the answer.
No. You type in got it. Type got
Okay.
it, and then I'll call on you. Okay.
All right, no worries.
And I mean I can't. Whoever goes through first, that's gonna be it. Okay. The next category is called ability compatibility. I'm gonna give you a Pokemon, and you gotta name all of its abilities. Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay. What are Basculin's abilities?
Oh.
All right, Dylan's in. All right,
Okay.
Dylan.
So this could be interesting. Does it get adaptability?
That's one.
Basculin's hard because isn't there like 4 abilities? Some like, if you could get a trade in Generation 5, I believe, where you could get like one of the forms of Basculin had like an extra ability or something. Is it Rockhead maybe?
I'm gonna let you go ahead and say all 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, and you can go ahead and just tell me when you have your final answer. So is that 2 for you? Adaptability and Rockhead?
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like it has one recoil, one ability where it doesn't get recoil.
Gonna need an answer
feel-
from you.
I'm gonna say Swift Swim. I don't think that's right, but I'll put Swift Swim in.
I'm gonna have
and
to ding you on that one. That is incorrect.
Yep, no worries.
Okay, Panther, you have a chance.
It does. I know it has 4, but it's got. I was thinking Swift Swim myself, so I'm glad you got that wrong, Dylan. I'm gonna say.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna say. Oh, what did he say? I know it's got adaptability. I know it's got Rockhead. I know it has Mold Breaker, but I can't remember the other one. I don't know the other one.
You don't know the other one?
I don't.
We surrendering?
I don't have a guess. Even.
Okay.
My guess was Swift Swim.
Basculin's abilities are adaptability. Both forms get it, the red and the blue. Mold Breaker is its hidden ability. You get that in Dream World. Reckless, only the red one gets that
Reckless.
one. Yeah. Only the red gets Reckless, unless you're in black and white, and then the blue one gets it. And then Rockhead, only the blue one gets it, unless you're in black and white and the red one gets it. So kind of interesting there. There's only 3 Pokemon that actually get 4 abilities, and Basculin is one of them. Alright, so no points for that one. Okay, so question number 3. The category is called Item Shop. I'm going to give you an item, and you got to be able to tell me what the item does in a competitive standpoint. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
What does a Chillinberry do?
Oh God.
Okay, Dylan. What is it?
It reduces super effective damage from a ground type move. No, that's Shuka, sorry. Is it the rock type?
Is that your final answer?
Reduces super effective damage from rock type moves.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
That is incorrect.
Ah.
Panther, do you have it at all?
I'll take a shot, even though I think this is wrong.
Okay.
The ghost reducing berry was the first thing that popped in my head, but I'm pretty sure it's like a sib berry or something like that. But we'll say the ghost reduced berry. I don't think that's right though. I don't know if I've heard of a chillin' berry.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That's incorrect. It weakens normal type attacks. Super effective normal type attacks.
Oh, I had that.
No, I'm sorry, not super effective, but just regular. It weakens normal type attacks in general. Because obviously nothing's super effective by normal.
That was my gut instinct, and then I went against it. I'm spewing.
All right, guys. No points for that one either. So we're at 1-0 right now on question
I'll take it.
4.
All right. Man.
Question 4, the category is show me your moves. I'm going to give you a move, and you got to tell me the power and the accuracy of that move.
All right.
What is the power and accuracy of the move Burn Up?
Oh, God. I'll just say got it just so I can have first crack at it.
All right, go ahead.
Burn Up?
Burn Up.
Let's say 70% accurate, 140 base power.
That is incorrect. Dylan, do you have a guess?
I do, and I just looked at this move. It's only learnt by a couple of Pokemon, isn't it?
Like one evolution family and then one other.
Okay. Is it... Is it 80 and 100? 80 power, 100 accuracy?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It is incorrect. Burn Up is a Gen 7 move, just came out this gen. It is 130 base power, 100% accurate, and it's only learned by the Typhlosion family and Arcanine. And once the Pokemon uses the move, it loses its fire typing. And the move can only be used by fire types. So basically you use it once and that's it.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep, pretty cool. So Dylan, question 5, you have to get this one right to tie, okay?
Not doing too well here so far.
Well, I mean, Panthers only got one right so far, so, I mean, not terrible.
Yeah, I would have had that one without lag. Salty, God. Hitting the leg, I'm done.
Okay. So, question 5, the category is weigh that Pokemon. It's going to be a question about weight. It's going to be kind of different than the previous questions, but I think you'll get the gist of it once I actually read the question. Are y'all ready?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. 2 Pokemon are tied for being the heaviest according to the Pokédex. Name one of them. Oh, Dylan's in. You only got to get one of them.
Primal Groudon.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Primal Groudon is actually the 3rd heaviest.
Oh, you're spewing.
All right, Panther.
I'm gonna say. I'll say. I don't know why this is gonna be wrong, because he's not a skill type, but Snorlax.
Snorlax is also wrong. The
Regular Groudon, is that better?
No. The 2 heaviest Pokemon are 2 Gen 7 Pokemon.
It's Celesteela.
Celesteela and Cosmoem, both weighing in at 999.9 kilograms or 2,204.4 pounds.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So, I had no chance there.
Just a little cool thing here. In Gen 7, using Heavy Slam, if somebody minimizes before you Heavy Slam does double. Just a cool little thing there.
I'm pretty sure Dragon Rush does the same thing.
Oh yeah?
I think so.
Huh. Very interesting. I had no idea. And I did have a tiebreaker question, and I'll go ahead and just let y'all answer it anyway, even though it doesn't matter at this point. Panther does win. He gets his first victory in Pokemon Trivia in the Commish Talk feature of the APA.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
But I will leave y'all with one little cool tiebreaker question. I'm going to give you a Pokédex entry, and you got to tell me who this Pokédex entry is describing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So this Pokédex entry reads, to intimidate foes, it spreads its chest wide and makes eerie sounds by expelling air from its mouth. What is it, Panther?
I'll say Exploud.
That is wrong.
The
Dylan,
disappointment.
do you have...
Could you read the question again? Sorry.
Sure. To intimidate foes, it spreads its chest wide and makes eerie sounds by expelling air from its mouth.
Is that Seismitoad?
It's Arbok. Arbok.
Oh wow, that's hard.
That is.
That was my immediate thought was Arbok, and then when you started talking about expelling air, that threw me off. So I've had two that I've gone against my guts. So
well, next time you know, don't go against your gut.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Okay, so
all right, guys.
maybe you shouldn't pick me for a trivia team.
Maybe not, especially for Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Well, Dylan, we did enjoy having you this week. Thank you for being the first ever on Commish Talk. It's been a lot of fun getting to know you.
No, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Panther, anything you have to say?
Nope, don't think so. Just good luck to you all the coaches in week 2, except for Frostfire.
All right, guys. We will see y'all next Monday. Or not next Monday. Whenever we decide to upload this. We do these on Monday nights. So we'll see you next week at some point with a second episode. But until then, peace.
See you guys later.
Catches.